Alaska's news source.
Good afternoon. Happy Thursday. Welcome on in. I'm Dave Allgood along with you, your gracious host. We're talking education today, from a Grammy-winning music teacher to a lesson outside the classroom about helping those less fortunate. Plus, Melissa, she's not here, but she's here. She's out on this Groundhog's Day. And there she is right there in South Anchorage at the Alaska Zoo. Any sign of the marmot? You see a marmot?
No signs of any groundhogs, not only not here at the Alaska Zoo, Dave, but we're not seeing any groundhogs in the entire state because they don't live here. So you're just going to have to rely on me today to tell you how the weather is going to change. But we hear maybe there's potentially some other animals that at least react to the more wind. All those details with the extended forecast here in a few minutes, Dave.
All right, thanks a lot, Melissa. Here are four of your top headlines at 4. Daniel Surkoff has been indicted in the death of 2 men in Delta Junction. The men were shot on January 20th. Surkoff told investigators he was at a rehab center when the men confronted him over a prescription. He says he felt threatened, so he shot the men, then a dog as well. He then went to Fairbanks and says he sold his coat with the spent casings in it to a couple at Costco before going to police and trying to get them to confiscate the gun before they knew it was used in a homicide. He's being held on a $2 million bail. A jury has convicted a Stony River man for a 2018 homicide. 44-year-old Jason Bobby was found guilty in the death of Deacon Evan. Evan's death was originally reported to troopers as a suicide, but when they got there, they determined he had been killed by someone else. Bobby was previously convicted of tampering with evidence. He will be sentenced in July. About 50 people live in Stony River on the north bank of the Kuskokwim. The Anchorage School District is looking at new math and reading curriculum materials. More than 50 educators are going over the materials. They were yesterday, and families were invited to go over the proposed curricula as well so they could provide written feedback to ASD. After the committee makes its recommendations, the school board will make a final decision. The department says if all goes as planned, the new reading curriculum could be found in classrooms as soon as fall 2023 this year. And it's Groundhog's Day, and Puxatawny Phil saw his shadow in Pennsylvania. Uh-oh, and according to legend, that means 6 more weeks of winter. Boo. According to the National Centers for Environmental Information, his predictions have only been right about 40% of the time over the past decade. Of course, scientifically speaking, winter officially ends on March 20th, if you're counting. And the award goes to Pamela Dawson. The Recording Academy is honoring this music educator, look at her go there, for her work with Texas students, some who have gone on to be teachers themselves. Thanks for joining us. Happy Thursday, everybody. Howdy. She's hitting all the right notes, and so are students. Jamie Wax introduces us to the Texas teacher who will be honored this Sunday with the Grammys 2023 Music Educator Award. Check it out. Oh, we all remember those teachers that changed our lives. Well, you can watch your Grammys live right here on CBS 5 this Sunday, starting at 4 p.m. and with an encore performance starting at 7:30. All right, here's a look at what's coming up at 5 here on CBS 5.
We've got
Alaska's weather source.
All right, let's go back to O'Malley Road where we can find Melissa Frey out there. Melissa, are you having fun at the zoo? And I do have to ask, we have a marmot, right? So is it like Mike the Marmot, or is it Matsu Marmot? What do we got here?
Well, we don't have an official marmot here, but we do have a polar bear at the Alaska Zoo, which
cool.
Cranberry. Oh, hi, Cranberry. She is right there checking us out. So I'm pretty sure that the weather folklore is if Cranberry, the polar bear, comes out of her den in the middle of winter, we will have at least 6 more weeks of winter. That is the official weather folklore of polar bears. Look at Cranberry go. What a fascinating animal. It's hard this time of year sometimes to see polar bears, I hear from the zookeepers here, because this time of year they come out. Cranberry is here, of course, all the time, a full-time resident here in Anchorage. Isn't that cool, Dave?
Yes, that is all. That makes me go, oh, just right on cue. Look at Cranberry. You got to give her a treat. Did she see her shadow?
She wants her 5 minutes of fame here.
Yeah, I was out there with Cranberry.
Yeah, no shadows here.
Yeah, that is a great shot. That's so funny. Had her nose through there. That is funny. I think you should go to every animal den.
Checking us out. She wanted to say hello.
Yeah, go to every animal den and see if they see their shadow. We can just do one for everyone.
We can keep a tally here today.
Yeah, well, there goes Cranberry. Tell her her next live shot's coming up in about 15 minutes or so.
Yeah.
All right, thanks a lot, Melissa. That's fun stuff. Cranberry out there at the Alaska Zoo. Good stuff. All right, multiple agencies coming together, yeah, all to support veterans, and that's a great cause. How they're helping former service members outside the gates, that's up next.
News Source.
How you doing? A Carole King concert from 50 years ago surfaces. A wrestler talks about stretching his acting muscles, and a new movie about George Foreman. Here's David Daniel with your Hollywood Minute.
There's only two things I know.
News Source.
Well, the Grammys are this weekend right here on CBS, and a special group from South Carolina has been nominated for a second Grammy this year. Michelle Medina introduces us to Ranky Tanky and tells us how their music is meant to break down barriers. G in Massachusetts, Staten Island, Chuck, a couple of Sams, Flatiron Freddie in Colorado, and of course...
Punxsutawney Phil, ladies and gentlemen!
Oh, that's right. Thousands head to the small town in Pennsylvania to see Phil's prediction. The tradition started way back in 1880, hence the top hats. And of course, there's a famous movie about the reporter covering the event over and over again. But Phil's not alone. Yep. There's a possum in North Alabama and a chicken in Westchester, New York. But here in Alaska, we've got marmots and polar bears. Oh, my. Melissa's at the zoo. Hey, Melissa, you got all kinds of critters out there. Cranberry was very, very photogenic today.
I know, Cranberry was very impressive and far better than Phil, right? I mean, can we just agree on that?
Yeah.
I think that Cranberry beats Phil in the weather forecasting contest.
Nobody's picking up Cranberry. Nobody's picking up Cranberry.
We still have not found any marmots.
Yeah, nobody's picking up Cranberry.
Yeah, that's right. Nobody's picking up Cranberry. Cranberry will do what she wants to do. Now, we still haven't found any marmots here. On the hunt for a marmot that may or may not see a shadow, but what we did find is something that would maybe enjoy a groundhog, perhaps for a snack. We found so fun to be out here at the Alaska Zoo on this Groundhog's Day. We got to celebrate somehow, right, Dave? And I have a question for you. What do you call a pig with no legs?
Oh, a what with no legs? Oh,
a pig.
I would say, oh gosh, what is that? A Canadian bacon. I have no idea.
A groundhog. Groundhog. Get it?
There you go. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. All right. The animals, by the way, on cue out there at the Alaska Zoo. Good for them. That's live, by the way. All right. We've been following the John Bear Grease sled dog races down in Minnesota, and they've now wrapped up for the year. Natalie Grant reports on those winners. I'm Dave Allgood with Alaska's News Source. We're here at
St. Elizabeth and Seton School.
And with all these beautiful young minds, we're learning.
Community service.
That's up next on the Allgood News.
This newscast News Source.
Welcome on in. Why do we do things for others? Well, that's the lesson being taught at St. Elizabeth and Seton School here in Anchorage. We know it feels good, but sometimes we just can't put our finger on that exact feeling. Here's today's Allgood News. Just beyond the front doors of St. Elizabeth and Seton School are football players, wizards, and birds, and and this green guy who's...
He's trying to creep you out.
Nah, he's just having some fun. It's Dress as Your Favorite Book Character Day. Check out this little bug, and of course, there was a superhero. Hi, Superman.
I'm really shy on the news.
Are you shy?
Yes.
How come?
I have no idea.
If you think about it, all these kids and their teachers are superheroes because today...
We're celebrating Catholic Schools Week, and it's a nationwide event. And today we're celebrating our community.
So all these cool kid characters and even Scooby-Doo are learning about the gift of giving.
I'm putting together care kits, which consist of toothbrush, toothpaste, chapstick, heat warmers, and tissues, and then a granola bar.
Good stuff, but kids can't help but be kids and mug for the camera. In this room, the big kids are tying up fleece blankets that will go to the Clare House. Why do they tie them?
We tie them because it's two pieces of fleece, and they have to tie them together so they don't fall apart.
Well, that's good.
And it keeps them busy, no?
The real reason. But doing this, learning at a young age to help out, it's teaching these kids...
What are they learning? They're learning to give back to their community.
It's something that I think if taught at a young age, it will follow them through life.
And just ask these kids, how does giving make you feel?
It feels great, actually. It just feels like I'm
needed in the world, and I'm there for others.
Does doing this make you feel good?
Yeah.
Yeah, how come?
Because like when we're helping out to the poor, this makes you feel good. Like
So filling a bag or making a blanket might not seem like much, but it's planting seeds for the future.
I hope that they grow up to become part of their community, and they teach that to their children.
And our friend Preston here, he understands this giving thing.
if you do it like when you're young, but then like you don't do it when you're older, like it's not as good. Like you have to do when you're young and older.
So maybe this is working a little better than the teachers here expected.
I have a hope for the world. My hope for the world is probably having peace and unity in the world, because all that's going on is just kind of tough.
Giving, that's the Allgood news. Yeah, they had it right? Preston said if you do it young, you could do it when you get old. All right, a big thanks to the principal and Megan Gallagher for inviting me over to see the kids in action. So the kids were making homeless kits to give to the Brother Francis shelter, and the fleece blankets are going to the Clare House. And that good feeling of giving you saw, that's going to last a while. So if you have an Allgood news for you, just email me right here, and I look forward to hearing from you. All right, here's what's coming up at 5 here on CBS 5.
I'm Manuel Bajor.
Maybe you'll find time to come out here to the Alaska Zoo. They do have a fun event coming up. Valentine's Day. They have an evening event that you might want to check out. They have information on their website. They will have their lights on display once again. So a fun Valentine's night opportunity. And Dave, great Groundhog's Day here at the Alaska Zoo. I do have 2 more very serious questions for you. Dave, do you know how do you get the groundhog to come out and check for its shadow?
How do you get it to come out to check for its shadow? I would say pizza guy.
Yeah. No, you just tell him to go for it. Get it? Go for it.
You're killing me, Smalls. You're killing me. Hey,
And
by
I
the
just
way,
have one last question
Oh,
for
okay,
you.
go ahead.
One more. Hold on. Do you know what the best Groundhog's Day joke is?
I do not.
Well, I don't know either, but I just keep hearing the same ones over and over and over and over again.
You are wasting away all those comedic talents right now. And by the way, a muskox is not an ox. I always thought it was a chihuahua.
Oh.
All right, Melissa at the zoo.
Nice.
Thank you so much. That was fun. All the animals right on cue, by the way. All right. And it's her second spacewalk this year. Moving on. U.S. astronaut Nicole